Welcome everyone, it's Saturday, and you know what that means? It's time for weekly purchases, that time of the week where we track down what came through the door via Amazon, UPS, United States Postal Service, FedEx, DHL, you name it, and of course, that old outlaw, Waylon Jennings, and we also discuss the toy news of the week that I find interesting, and I hope you do as well. We wrap it all up into a little ball. We call it weekly purchases. Another week, we're into 2022. Interesting times out there on the figure hunt, as you guys saw. Might as well get into it. As always, we always start weekly purchases off with a recap of what happened on the channel. If you don't know your past, you're doomed to repeat it, as we always say. But an interesting week on the channel this week. We kicked it off on Sunday with the Three Jokers DC McFarlane. A lot of people love those McFarlane figures. I find some of them to be sleeper figures, some of them to be hot garbage, as you guys are fully aware. But check out the Three Jokers. Very interesting unboxing on the channel. And of course, probably the most popular video on the channel this week was Super 7, Matt Cardona, and Brian Myers. We unboxed those on Saturday and Sunday last week. Go check those out if you missed them. We do a deep dive. We do all kinds of comparisons. We take a look at them. I gotta say, honestly, better than expected. Still some issues, constant learning, constant improvement, as we always say. But I think definitely worth your time to at least check out those videos. Maybe it'll sway you one way or the other. We also did our weekly Star Wars unboxing this week. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, somewhere in there. We're going to do a weekly Star Wars video until we can't. So be prepared for that for you Star Wars guys. I'm not going to leave you in the lurch because you guys all saw the video this week as well. Guinness Book of World Records. Oh, what a time to be alive. Check that one out. A year in the making. A daily video for a full year. Multiple some days. And Guinness came calling. So check that video out. Of course, Marvel Legends, Disney Store, and Hasbro Pulse exclusive X-Force, some 90s X-Men goodness. A lot of fun with that one as we compared them to the 90s Toy Biz counterparts. So check that video out if you missed it. Friday on the channel, Hollywood Rock from the Hollywood Elite line, Walmart exclusive. Yeah, check that one out as well. We also did the return of the Kyle Peterson Top 5. As you guys know, every Thursday on the channel, it's a channel staple at this point. Top 5, top 10 list. Over the last 2 months or so, it's been all about year-end best of lists. You always got to do those. But now we're back into the thick of things, and we kicked it off hot with one of my all-time favorites, Cactus Jack. So my top 5 Cactus Jack figures of all time. You guys check that video out and then leave me your top 5 in the comments down below. We did a little Ninja Turtle action. I finally got around to opening up that Loot Crate Danny figure. It's been in my pile forever. Figured this was the week to do it. We unboxed Danny. Woof. Possibly the roughest turtle figure I've ever unboxed on the channel's history, I would say. Not really good. I hope that one maybe gets run back sometime or something fixes it. I don't know, but check that video out as well. And I guess speaking of top 5, top 10, and talking about weekly videos on the channel, how about Jack's Classic Superstars? This week was a real fun one. We delved into some bootleg Jack's Classic Superstars. A set I would love to have. I'm on the lookout for it now. I don't know if I'll ever find them in on card, but hopefully one day I do. If anybody's got any leads, hit me up. Hit me up on social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, as I need that bootleg set. But that was a fun video to look at. Next week, a page is turned as we discuss and look at Jack's Classic Superstars Series 1, the Deluxe Aggression Toys R Us exclusive. So we'll have about 2 months of Deluxe Classic videos, some more miscellaneous, and then that's a wrap on the Classic Superstars video. The end of an era, but maybe a little bit more on them in this very video, so stay tuned for that. So we got a lot of that. And then the Creature from the Black Lagoon, we opened up 2 different Creature of the Black Lagoon figures this week. You guys know I love my Universal Monsters, and the Creature is my favorite, so I had to pick those bad boys up. Masters of the WWE Universe, the final series on the channel. Series 7, but yeah, there was a Series 8. We already unboxed that, but we did Series 7 this week. A little bit of a tear being shed as I really did love that line. That's it. That's a wrap, folks. So the last 2, Bret Hart, Andre the Giant, Sergeant Slaughter, JYD, heaviest of heavy hitters. I guess if we were going to go out with a final video on the Masters WWE Universe, I'm glad it was that one. I really did enjoy that set. Check that video out. We also did Tommaso Ciampa. We unboxed his new Ringside Elite on the channel, so check that one out if you missed it. And then, of course, every Friday, our weekly figure hunt. Always fun on an adventure. You never know what you might find. You might get a meal in the toy aisle. You just never know. You never know what music might be playing. You never know when Rio might never change, never leave, dance across the sand, dance across our hearts forever. There's a lot that goes on in those figure hunt videos. Lately, there's been a lot of Squishmallow talk as well. As you guys know, we're all Squishmallow manias running wild in all of our lives, or maybe just mine, or maybe just my daughter's more likely. But it's fun because now I get them to go on the hunt with me a little bit more. And it's always fun going on the hunt with your kids. It's a great time. I remember going with my dad. It was a great time, and I'm sure it is for my kids too. But there was a lot going on the channel. Next week, a ton of stuff going on the channel as well. Isn't that kind of a recurring theme? We've got a lot going on the channel, of course, at all times. But next week, you'll see some of the stuff we'll talk about in weekly purchases. An interesting week this week in weekly purchases. Some bangers you guys aren't going to want to miss, but we'll talk about that on the back half as we always do. But I wanted to do some big channel news. There's been a lot of news. It's funny, it kind of works out really good. Not a ton of toy news this week. We got some wrestling bullet points to hit. We'll do that here shortly, but really a quiet week on the news front. Toy Fair, unfortunately, is canceled. I don't know if you guys heard about that. That was really the big all-encompassing toy news of the week. But some big channel news going on. Yes, big channel news, and I want to kick it off really hot as WrestlingCollectorsShop.com. You guys have probably heard of it. I've talked about it before. They have partnered with the channel here, and we now have a discount code Kyle. Gotta get a deal, folks. Free shipping over anything $50. $50 and above, free shipping. You know, there's a lot of 10% codes out there, including Wrestling Collector Shop, but I kind of did the math, and depending how you buy, that truly is the best deal you're gonna get. And as I always say, you gotta get a deal. I don't just say that phrase, I'm all about getting a deal at the end of the day. Less money you spend on your figures, guess what? That means more money in your figure budget. You gotta get a deal out there. Wrestling Collector Shop, I've ordered my last couple of Elite sets from them. They have all came great. You've seen me unbox them on the channel. Elite Series 92 is shipping right now from Wrestling Collector Shop. That is shipping right now. You go there, you order the set, you put in discount code Kyle, you will get free shipping, and they are very reasonably priced. Check out the price on those. It's going to blow you away. Free shipping on top of that, as you guys know, shipping keeps going up. Getting free shipping is a heck of a value. I gotta say, I'm very excited about this partnership. We will see where it goes, but Elite 92, we're not going to have them for this video, but I might start unboxing some of those next week, so be on the lookout for that. But I got to, thank you, Wrestling Collector Shop, for reaching out and working together, and we'll see what we do. I want everybody to get a deal. I want everybody to get as many figures as they can, and this is truly a way to do that. So use discount code Kyle. You'll hear about it more in the future, but I wanted to officially announce it here on Weekly Purchases. Check my social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter. Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, and of course the community tab on YouTube, and you can see a little bit links, all that kind of fun stuff. But man, Elite 92 shipping right now. They also have a fabulous rewards program. That's a sleeper thing. Every time you buy from them, if you have an account set up, you log in, all that kind of stuff, they give you points every time you buy stuff. And guess what? That equals out to free figures. Very fast as well. So there's some cheap plugs going on in here, but like I said, gotta get a deal. I'm going to plug it. I use it. There you go. Got to get a deal. Wrestling Collector Shop, discount code Kyle. Free shipping over $50. Man, oh man. So that's the big news of the week. But then it was Kyle Guest Star Mania this week. Yes, Guest Star Mania. If you checked out the YouTube channel Nerdzoic, they did their year-end awards. And who better to present the year-end Best of Wrestling award than yours truly? I got to step in there and present the best wrestling figure of 2021. So check out that video. They do all the categories, of course. I got to present wrestling, so I had a lot of fun doing that. I also talked with Adam, old friend Adam here. We talked a little Beatles. We talked a little Australian wrestling on the FWIC channel. I'll link that in the description below. Make sure you give him a follow and a subscribe out there. But it was a really fun video. As you guys know, I love Australia. It's one of the only places in the world I want to go. And I'm just not a world traveler. I'm not. But I want to go to Australia, and we talked every Australian wrestling figure of all time. It was a very interesting list, a lot smaller than I thought it would be, and I even throw out a little talk about my first ever wrestling figure ever. So check that video out if you are interested. So we had that going on in the channel. I talked about last week, a little more news going on. Yeah, there's a lot of news with the channel this week. I talked about some opportunities going on, and man, Well, when it rains, it pours. There's a lot of opportunities coming the way with the channel. I guess keep your fingers crossed out there. You never know what you might see and what might happen. It's very crazy. So I've had some very interesting discussions over the last week with multiple things. So some exciting stuff. Fingers crossed. Not going to announce anything yet, but some very interesting stuff. And speaking of interesting stuff, there's going to be an interesting video on the channel. If you like my videos of It's So Hard to Say Goodbye, a little spin on that, you might enjoy this. Not sure, maybe Monday, Tuesday. I'm not sure when I'll launch that video, but stay tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? There's a lot going on here, including a lot of action figure talk, but be prepared for that this week. I talked about Jack's Class Superstars earlier. Just gonna put a little carrot. Once this series is done in a couple of months, 2 months, 3 months, something like that, there might be more. I might have some big ideas for some Jack's Class Superstars things, so stay tuned for that as well. I should give news on the room tour. A lot of people are hitting me up, Kyle, where's your room tour? Where's the room tour? When are we getting the room tour? As you guys know, that's in February of every year. We'll see if I can do that. Now, unfortunately, shipping delays are going on all over the place. I'm waiting for a few things, and I figured you guys would like to see it in this room tour instead of have to wait a full year to see what I'm working on. So I'm hoping that comes pretty soon. And then, unfortunately, believe it or not, Kyle has a day job, as you guys know. I'm a businessman, some might say. I mean, I got a heavy road tour coming up in the next month. It's like I'm like Night Demon, one of the best bands going today. Night Demon, cheap plug. I'm on the road. I'll see you guys in Madison, Wisconsin, Springfield, Illinois. I'm coming at you. Quad Cities. Don't forget Dubuque, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Omaha, Nebraska, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and I can't forget Kansas City. I'll be there on the next road show for the next month or so, so I got a lot of road miles ahead of me, a lot of presentations ahead of me, and maybe I'll see some people. I'll be figure hunting at night. I'll be getting a nice pizza somewhere. Give me some pizza recommendations. I've probably been there, but hey, I'll take more. And then I'm going to do some figure hunting at night after my meetings, after my presentations, stuff like that. But unfortunately, all of these are really lining up. I don't know if that'll delay my figure tour video. As you guys know, hardest working man in YouTube, tongue in cheek, but I put a lot of hours in, especially on the weekend when I film most of my videos, but I'm going to do all I can to get that done. But maybe it'll be March, but it'll be somewhere in the first quarter of 2022. I think that's fair enough, and I want to be fully transparent because a lot of you guys have been messaging me, hey, when are we getting that hunt? Or I keep calling it hunt. When are we getting that room tour? You'll get it. Trust me, it'll be coming. I didn't think it would be able to top last year, but it's going to blow last year's away. You're going to be, knock your socks off, some might say. So stay tuned for that. The room tour is coming. The Kyle Road Show's coming for work. Just busy times ahead. 2022 is starting off like a bullet, like a rocket. That's what's going on. So there you go. So yeah, there's some of that, and then we'll get into the news of the week. And like I said, not a whole lot of news. I think Toy Fair being canceled, that'll be interesting to see how they segue that, because usually there's a lot of news announcements, things like that going on. Will we see kind of Toy Fair at home? I don't know. I got to think there'll be some news of new toy releases in the next few weeks, though. It usually is. We do have Chinese New Year going on, of course, which really slows down a lot of stuff. If you guys watch my figure hunt video, really clearance season is just starting to begin. So be looking at your Walmarts, be looking at your Targets. If you saw my figure hunting video, I picked up a few surprise things this week. So you'll like that stuff, maybe. Maybe you won't, but clearance is starting. So the next 2 weeks, going to be heavy clearance. If you guys travel your stores a lot, you know what's going on in your stores, and you know where you're heavy, guess what? Got to get a deal. Be eyeing those. Be eyeing your clearance aisles, because deep discounts do happen around this time, especially with the mod turnovers, modular, as they call it, planograms, things like that, depending how choose what term you like best. You'll be seeing some of that in your stores as they move things around. You got to see a lot of the new lines that will be coming that have been announced, like the WWE Superstars at Walmart. We should see that here in the next couple of weeks, I think, as some of these modulars get changed over. So now's a pretty good time to be in the stores checking on. Got to get a deal. If you've been playing long game on some stuff, get after it. Now is your chance to shine. So there you go. There's a little pro tip of the day. But just a little bit of toy news this week. Zombie Sailor, Cello Toys, they're a weekly staple. They're always announcing something this week. Zombie Sailor is Heels and Faces line. He showed final images of Sabu's head sculpt, right against the prototype one. And I got to say, he was very proud of the picture, as he should be. It was a fabulous picture. But it looks really good. It looks really good. It almost looks identical to the prototype. As we've seen with companies like FTC, for example, something's lost in the mix. Doesn't seem to be that way with Heels and Faces. So I can't wait to get these in hand. Can't wait to review them on the channel. We'll see where it goes from there. But very cool looking. Got to think in the next month or so, hopefully we'll get those in hand. I guess stay tuned for that one. And then Cella Toys this week, British Bulldog. They're doing a little fan vote action, which is very funny because last week, if you guys saw my YouTube community page, I did a little fan vote myself about Cella Toys. You guys decided, and I figured I knew the answer and I was right, but you guys tell me what to do. I keep going back and forth. Do I want Cellas to be on card or out of box, unboxed, of course? And you guys voted, open them up, Kyle. That's what I figured it would happen. So that's what we're going to do. We'll have that British Bulldog, Dynamite Kid version of British Bulldog unboxed on the channel here in the next couple of weeks or so, but we'll do that. And then I guess if I'm getting one of these British Bulldogs, I'll be opening that as well. But which British Bulldog do you like best? Right now, I really do like that Heart Foundation jacket one, but I feel like when I think of the retros and what they're kind of doing, the Hasbro type thing and the old stuff, I almost want the other versions of Davey Boy Smith, but something tells me we're going to get all three eventually. It could just be me, but they are doing a vote right now. Vote which one you want best, and vote with your wallet as well. I always say that's what you got to do. You got to vote with your wallet. So we got a little Cella news there. And then Super 7 came in with quite the curveball this week. Andre the Giant Part 3. People loved Part 1. People loved Part 2. They said, it's time for Part 3. It's time for Part 3, and that's what we're getting. So we're getting Andre the Giant. I don't know. This really does scream, let's get the most out of our molds. I don't know if those other two Andre figures set the world on fire. My gut says no. And we know Super 7. Super 7 is an amazing company. I love so much about Super 7. Some of the best figures, some of the best toy lines going. Absolutely love them. But they do struggle. One thing, and it's part of business. And it's the old business hat. I don't like them sitting on my money for a year. That's why I go to Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the description below, as I always say. And I don't like them sitting on my money, and they struggle on the human faces, and I saw that on both the Andre figures. Matt and Brian, Matt Cardona, Brian Myers, we unboxed last week. Much better, much improved than the New Japan figures, so there's improvement, so I like that. I hope that carries on into Andre the Giant, because the two head sculpts we see here, I don't know. I'm definitely picking it up. I got the two Andres. I got to get the third one, don't I? I got to be complete on this. But not a lot of bells and whistles with this one. And the Major Pod group kind of broke the news on Twitter and stuff, and you can see they broke the news on this. But we'll see where this one goes. It sounds like pre-order is going up next week, so be prepared for that. As always, guys, Big Bad Toy Store, you don't pay till it ships. Can't recommend and stress that enough, but you got to choose your own adventure on how you want to order and stuff. But I thought that Andre was very, very interesting. And then some big news this week. It doesn't seem like big news, but it's big for somebody like me that, you know, has critiques on their figures every once in a while at the table. You guys know how it goes. But Bill McKenna on Instagram showed a picture of Seth Rollins Elite 93, and I was blown away because I've been asking for this for a long time. You guys know Kyle loves fists. He wants fists with all of his figures. There's a few things. The joints, they got to be strong. You know I want that. We're seeing a lot of improvements on Jazzwares that. Very few knocks on Mattel for me. Everybody's got some knocks. There's always improvements to do, but the biggest one I've been complaining about for a while is the Polly Pocket jackets, how the guys are stuck with their arms like this. There's no mobility. Well, Bill McKenna showed off in this Seth Rollins. It's a little softer here. You can actually move the arms. This could be an absolute game changer for Mattel. Pinless joints is already there, double jointed pinless joints going on, more soft goods being used, but now you get the durable goods that can be moved around. Man, Mattel is striking while the iron's hot, and I always say, I've said this from day one on the channel, putting the old business hat on. Competition is truly best for business. If you have a competitor out there that's nipping at your heels, it makes you work harder, makes you get after it. If you have no competition in the game, you sit back and that's where somebody slides in. Heck, we saw it in the Monday Night Wars back in the day. WCW came like a bullet. They got after it. They went to market. They went hard. You know, it's up to you if you think it was better or not, but they did. They were a true competitor for the first time in a long time for the WWE, and they eclipsed them for a while. Will we see that with AEW figures? Will we see it with Mattel keep rising their stock? Boy, it's the Wild Wild West right now. There's so much action figure stuff going on. And this example is wrestling, but you could talk Marvel Legends. G.I. Joe Classified, how about them? A lot of people were all out on that collection. Now they're, whoa, I'm all back in because they have stepped their game. They've listened to the customer feedback, the fan feedback, made tweaks, made changes, and we're off to the races. It is the golden age. 2022 could end up being the best year in action figure history. We'll see how it unfolds, but man, there's a lot going on in the action figure game, and we'll cover it all right here on the channel, so make sure you are subscribed. And then the final two things, AEW Jazzwares Ringside Collectible exclusives announced this week. Well, not announced, but we got some nice pictures this week. Darby Allin in his coffin setup. This is I pre-ordered many moons ago, month ago, 2 months ago. What is time anymore? Those were pre-ordered. It sounds like this coffin case will be very similar to the Bubbly set with Chris Jericho. You won't be able to see the figure, but it is cool that you get a body bag with him. Be great for you Undertaker fans. You can maybe get some use out of that if you want to. But you know, it's not a lot of difference on the Darby, and that's kind of what we see. It's just a simple repaint, taking a bunch, and we see that with AEW a lot. Take the head from this Jericho, the body from this Jericho, the bat from Sting, and all of a sudden you got a new figure. So we see some of that going on here, but Darby Allin fans are going to love this. I can see people getting a silver autograph or something on it. It's going to check a lot of boxes. And you know, people love characters in face paint and masks. Darby Allin, face paint, he's all in. He's all in. So we'll see how that one comes. But then the one I was a little bit more excited about was the Blood and Guts 2-pack. We got Jon Moxley. We got Kenny Omega. We knew this was coming. We saw the shirts. You saw the accessories. Another slam dunk, this Blood and Guts pack. I'm excited for this one. Can't wait to see this one. And we'll, of course, unbox it on the channel. But a very, very solid AEW Jazzware set right there. So that's the wrestling news. I didn't have any other news besides that. That was it. So a little shy on that, but a lot of news channel related and a little bit of toy news, so it kind of worked out. But album of the week, Kyle was so busy getting prepared for meetings and speeches and stuff. I got to present to 1,400 people next week. 1,400 people. That's more than some of my YouTube views. How's that work? Every once in a while. But yeah, it's easy. I can do that stuff in my sleep with my eyes closed, and I will. But I'm busy preparing for that. Got to get all that stuff ready. So didn't have a lot of time to listen to an album of the week this week. But announcement of the week? How about we call it announcement of the week instead? And that is Wasp. Yeah, you guys know Blackie Lawless and Wasp. He's coming back with a vengeance. He doesn't really play America anymore. He's turned his back on America, focusing on Europe the last few years. Unfortunately, Blackie's not quite the Blackie of old. That's the hard thing. You know, this poster, they're promoting it. Blackie doesn't quite look just like this anymore. But man, I would love to see this. And we'll see where my dates. It looks like December 2nd and 3rd, he's in St. Charles, Illinois. That's just a hop, skip, and a jump for old Kyle. I may go to that because he does have Armored Saint opening up. Armored Saint, one of the greatest bands. Well, I don't know about greatest bands of all time, but I love Armored Saint. John Bush, who was also in Anthrax, if you guys remember that. Also the voice of Burger King. There you go. But I'm anxious to see that. And then he has, in some select dates, Michael Schenker of a great solo career, Graham Bonnet time frame, UFO, of course. So I'm all in. I got to see Wasp. I've never seen them in my life. They're one of those bands I need to cross off my bucket list, and I would like to see it. I hear he is playing all the hits. I haven't 100% confirmed that, but hopefully he does, because I know he changed that up a little bit, but we'll see how that all ends up netting out. But Wasp, I might see at a concert later this year. We'll see how that goes. So there it is. That's the album of the week, or tour announcement of the week, we'll call it. So that's Wasp. Now let's get into it. Let's get down to the weekly purchases. All right, guys, let's get down to the weekly purchases. But one thing I wanted to add, I talked about Wrestling Collectors Shop earlier. I'm going to talk about it again real quick. Discount code Kyle gets you free shipping over $50. Heck of a deal if you do that math. Check it out. Go to the website. Check that out. But if you guys are international, obviously, unfortunately, in this day and age, no free shipping there. But you can use discount Kyle10, Kyle10, to save some money. And that goes for anybody else. If you don't have $50 you're ordering there, you can use Kyle10 and you can save that way as well. So support this channel, support the site, get your wrestling figures, but most importantly, whatever you do, gotta get a deal. Gotta get a deal, because I always say you save money on figures, that's more money for other figures. So there you go. Cheap plug out of the way, part 2. Now let's get down to the weekly purchases. One of those weeks where it was really light, really soft. I'm thinking, man, this is going to be the slowest weekly purchases ever. And then, bam, everything comes at once. I get a bunch of stuff on Thursday, Friday as I begin to film weekly purchases. So let's dive in. Let's dig into it. Got a big surprise here today. Yes, I got something. I got something I had no plans on getting, but just the luck of the draw came through. Got to get a deal. I've said it a lot. Adam Hangman Page, of course. There it is. Was this one of 3,000? Yep. One of 3,000 AEW Unrivaled Hangman Page. I got to get a deal out there. Got a good enough deal that I felt I could pull the trigger on. For a while, I was like, I'm going to be complete on these. But then I said to myself, I don't even like some of the characters. I mean, I like everybody, all the wrestlers. I mean, I like them to some degree, but some more than others. And I'm like, I don't need to track down a $200-300 figure or whatever that one might be, just to have. So I'm kind of picking and choosing as I get deals. Of course, if I find them in a store, I will pick these up. But Adam Hangman Page through the door this week. What a surprise. What a surprise. And Keeping going on with AEW Unmatched, how about the Walmart exclusive Sting? My old buddy Dougie, he helped me out. He found one of these and hooked me up. I appreciate that. I still have 2 on pre-order from Walmart. We'll see if we end up getting those. I do need another one. As of right now, my collector's brain says, of course I'm going to open this one. Be on the lookout for the unboxing on the channel. Make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss it. We'll unbox it. We'll compare it to the other one. We'll see where it goes as usual. But the Luminaries and the LJNs, I said, you know what? I'm going to be mid-on-card completionist with those, at least as of right now. So I need another one of these mid-on-card, and I'm sure it'll come. Walmart wouldn't let me down, would they? Oh, yeah, they let me down in that Casey Jones, April O'Neil pack this week. They canceled everybody's orders. So, yeah, they did let me down. There you go. If you guys saw my great figure hunt this week, I don't know how great it was. There was wings in the aisle, there was clearance going on in some stores, and hot garbage in a lot of stores. But I did pick up some clearance things. This is one of them you guys saw. Universal Monsters blind box type things. No idea what's in here. Last year we did one of these for the Chucky ones. As you guys know, my little daughter Emma, 6 years old, setting the world on fire at 6 years old, but she loves Chucky. So we unboxed that. I might bring Emma in. Maybe we'll do a quick unboxing video of this. You never know where those are going to go. They usually go right off the rails. But for $5, I figured it was worth it. There's got to be at least one creature from the Black Lagoon thing in there, doesn't there? Gotta be. Gotta be. How about a little Darth Vader Black series? This one was out long ago and I passed on it because I had another Darth Vader and I said, I don't need multiple Darth Vaders. This is good enough for me, the one I had. And I said, you know what? I really do want this Empire one. As I'm working on my Star Wars display for the big room tour, I said, you know what? You don't really need one Darth Vader. You need multiple Darth Vaders. He's a pivotal part of a lot of movies. So I did pick up the Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader this week. Got to get a deal. I got it for retail price. After all these years, retail. Can't beat that. Also got this week, I did a little hot trade out there. I finally got the John Nada, Roddy Piper, Hollywood Elite line figure. So I got Cena, I got Rock. Now I finally got the Piper. We'll unbox this on the channel. We'll compare it to the NECA one. We'll talk all things Roddy Piper. A favorite character, a favorite wrestler of mine, of course, and a great movie. So happy to finally have this one done. So beautiful, beautiful thing. What else we got? A lot of you guys got this, and I did as well. I got a Micro Brawler. I don't get a lot of Micro Brawlers, but I got the new Danhausen Summerhausen Micro Brawler this week. So I got that through the mail from Pro Wrestling Tees, of course. Pro Wrestling Tees, you can go support the channel, pick up a t-shirt. There you go. There it is. I got a little book this week, and I got a ton of books for Christmas, you saw, and I haven't read any of them yet. So I'm getting behind. I have way too much going on, but I got to devote some time to reading. Maybe I need to put aside like a half hour a night to do some reading. But I did pick this up on Amazon. Got that new He-Man book that just came out. You guys know I love those action figure guidebooks, but a lot of stuff going on with this He-Man book. So I'm going to delve into this, but I picked this up off of Amazon. So there you go. Masters of the Universe action right there. And how about this one? Target coming in hot this week, but online. I hate finding stuff online before I find it in stores. Oh, it just gets me. But I did pick these up online. I got the Batman 66 McFarlane. I got the unmasked Adam West head. I really don't want the Joker chase. I really don't need the Robin chase. I don't really want the Joker, Batman and Robin in their swim shorts either. But this one I'm good with, so I'm happy to have this one. And the one I really wanted, I got this via Target.com as well. That is the Riddler. Gotta have the Riddler. Frank Gorshin, I love him. I love him. I love it. So, had to get those this week. So there's a little Batman anxiety done. Batcave, I bought it. I returned it. I might play a little of that long game. If your targets are like mine, they're swimming in those. And that's what I'm waiting for. They're going to clearance them out or something with them. There's going to be a deal somewhere. I can just feel it. That's when Kyle's going to swoop in. I'm glad I took it back, and I'll rebuy it at a cheaper price. Got to get a deal. There you go. How about this one? Another clearance one I bought just for the heck of it. I don't know why. And I've never seen Terminator 1. I saw Terminator 2 when I was a kid, and I've never seen another Terminator movie since. But I did pick up the T-1000 Motorcycle Cop NECA figure. 2252, it ended up ringing up like 2112 or something like that. Like it was a big Rush fan or something. But I got 2112, I think it was what it rang up for. I don't know, police officer. I said if I set up that arena, it'd be good to have a police officer in there. Just caught me in a weak moment, and that's what happens sometimes when there's nothing on the shelves. You get some clearance, and you just feel like, oh my gosh, I'm just going to pick this up. I'm just going to pick it up. And that's what I did. So I picked up the T-1000. And then at the same time, we've seen these. We've made fun of them for months on the channel in my Walmart hunts. But for $8, I said, I'm going to give it a try. For science, for 16 bucks. Maybe I'll do an unboxing of these two. Angus Young and Slash, those BTS figures. $8 each. I said, you know, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. I wish it was Ozzy on clearance. I wish they even had Ozzy, because I'd pick up Ozzy for $8 in a heartbeat. I wouldn't have to think about it. I think it would just be cool, because I love Ozzy. Who doesn't love Ozzy? Slash is okay. Guns N' Roses, okay. I'm a Use Your Illusion guy. Yeah, believe it or not. AC/DC, I like AC/DC. I respect AC/DC. I might say they're one of the most overrated bands of all time, though. I might say that. I had their whole catalog. I like AC/DC a whole lot, but a lot of people love it, and I think a lot of people like Highway to Hell and Back in Black, and that's it. They say they're a huge AC/DC fan. They like the hits. I think we see that a lot, and I guess you see that with most bands. But interesting enough. We'll see what all the fuss is about. Is there fuss? I don't know if anybody's been fussing, but maybe. We'll see. But I got these two on clearance for $8. I thought that was a pretty good deal. And then, how about this one? This goes against everything in my soul. And I don't know why I did it, but once again, just caught me at a weak moment. My daughters were egging me on a little bit. You know, peer pressure is the worst when it comes from a 6-year-old and a 10-year-old. That's when peer pressure is at the worst. And that's exactly what happened. I ended up picking up this Chrysalis Alien. Yes, Alien. And guess what? Kyle has never seen an Alien movie. I should run that back a little bit. I did see Alien vs. Predator, because I've seen all the Predator movies. I'm all in on Predator, but I've seen Alien vs. Predator, and was it like Requiem? And so I've seen those, but I've never seen a traditional standalone Alien movie. One day it's on my long to-do list. I got a bucket list that's so long of shows and movies to watch, and I don't know if I'll ever get to it all, but I ended up picking this up. I'm not sure why. Once again, weak moment out there. And then this one also, it rang up $24.50, even though it says $18.50, and then she rang it up at like $16.72 or something weird. I don't know what was going on at that Walmart, but got to get a deal, and that's what I felt like I was doing. I was getting a little bit of a deal out there, so there's that. I had a big shipment via Big Bad Toy Store this week on MOC Masters, Mint on Card Masters. There you go. I got a bunch more cases this week. Link in the description below. Search MOC Masters. I think they're running a little bit low at Big Bad Toy Store, but I'm sure they will restock. I got these, a bunch. I think I got 10 or 12 G.I. Joe size ones. I got some G.I. Joe figures I need to put in these cases. And then I reordered my Masters of the WWE and Masters of the Universe Origin size ones. I needed about 25 more of those. I like to have those just at the ready, so I ordered some of those. Got to get a deal, as I might say. So I picked up those as well. And here's one that was very strange. I was at Thanksgiving, and there was a little downtime on Thanksgiving, and Kyle was, I forget who told me, a buddy of mine, and he said, you should go to AliExpress and see what they got. You ever heard of this AliExpress thing? So I'm looking around, I'm poking around, I see stuff. It's been so long, the stuff finally came this week that I ended up buying, and I barely remember what these are, and I haven't even opened them yet. So I got this one right here, and I got this one right here. Who knows what I'm going to find? These are definitely bootlegs. That's what AliExpress thinks, all bootleg stuff. So who knows what Kyle's getting himself into here. But I figure I'm going to do a special video on the channel where I unbox these, see them together with you for the first time ever. And these could be hot garbage that get thrown across the room in the review. It's happened before. C-3PO looking at you. We might have the hottest of hot garbage right here. It could all be broken in the package. I mean, it came from a long way away. I don't even know where this came from. Or this. We'll see what we get ourselves into, and maybe it'll be a little warning to all you guys. Don't use AliExpress for anything. You might learn from this, but we're going to open them up. I'm going to see them for the first time, as when you guys do. We'll see if it was worth the cost. I'm going to look and see what I paid for this stuff, and we'll have a little video. It should be a pretty quick one, but let's get down to it. We'll do that here on the channel. Maybe this week. We'll see. We'll see. Anything else? Oh, we're down to the final one, and some might say Kyle saved the best for last. As you know, as I proved to all of you, I am an avid reader with this Masters of the Universe book. Avid reader. And what do I need if I'm going to be reading? I need a little Motorhead action. Motorhead book blockers, or what are they called? Bookends. Book blockers. Book blockers. Motorhead bookends from Sideshow Collectibles. These came up on their website for like 40 bucks. You know I had to buy this right away. I got tons of books, especially heavy metal books. I love a good heavy metal biography of bands and stuff. So I had to have this. At 40 bucks, go good in my Motorhead collection. Couldn't pass this up. Sideshow Collectibles, as you guys know, top-notch work. We unboxed that Ultimate Warrior statue. One of the jewels of my collection, if you take a look at that statue. watch that video on that one, but had to pick these up. You know I love Motorhead. There's no passing that one up. So there it is. Not the biggest of weeks, but a lot of heavy hitters throughout on this one, and some interesting question marks that will be answered hopefully later this week. So I hope you guys enjoyed weekly purchases. Guess what? If you did, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Sharing is caring. Feel free to share any of the videos. Maybe you got a friend that might enjoy the videos. Tell a friend. There you go. Telephone, tell a friend. All kinds of fun stuff there. And then, of course, social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson, pick up a t-shirt, support the channel. And then, like we talked about earlier, Wrestling Collectors Shop, use discount code Kyle for free shipping over 50, or discount code Kyle10 for 10% off. So, gotta get a deal. That's the theme of the channel today. So there it is. I'm gonna be rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way into the weekend. I'll see you guys all real soon.